Good evening, everyone. Welcome to all you JPIC animators, those who are working for justice, peace, and integrity of creation. Uh, it's been a hiatus of about 2 to 3 weeks where we have not had any videos on the video series reflections on the JPIC Handbook. Well, we're trying to resume it now. We are now on the 11th video, and in the previous video, we talked about the JPIC structure, from the general curia down to the circumscription level. Now we're going to talk about the elements of the JPIC work when the JPIC animator works in the field. Okay, so it's good also that we are right now taking this video at the end of the day, because at the end of the day it's a good moment for us to make a short reflection of the work that we have done for the day. It's like gathering all the things that we've done, like into a bouquet, like a flower that we offer to God, saying to God, Lord, this is the work of my day, and I offer it to you. At the same time, also we reflect back on the joys and struggles, challenges that we encounter in the day, and then we entrust it also to the Lord. We try to see of the things that we can thank the Lord for the good things that we have experienced today. Lord, thank you. Maybe we can think of 5 things that we can thank the Lord and offer them also. Give thanks to the Lord for the challenges, and whatever challenges that are not yet finished, then maybe we can entrust it to the Lord so that we can have a peaceful sleep at the end of the day. So somehow it is related to the topic that we're going to talk about now. We are going to talk about the nitty-gritty stuff of the work that the JPIC does in the field. Well, we can mention right now the five of these elements, which is first social survey, or social listening to the community. It's a social survey, and a social survey is more of learning to listen to the community, being with the community, listening to them, allowing them to tell us what they really need and what are the struggles that they are encountering. The second element that we can consider also is the formation of the brothers in the JPIC spirituality. So the brothers in initial and ongoing formation. So this is part of also of our animation work to help them experience also, not just theoretically, to learn them not just theoretically, but also in an experiential way, the JPIC work and JPIC spirituality. At the same time also, we try to reflect also at the end of the day, try to see also whether we were able to make our JPIC communication structure, we are able to follow it well, and we are able to maintain it as functioning quite fully. And we also try to reflect on whether we were able to do some animation work in the different aspects of our Capuchin life. Like, for example, those who are serving in the parishes, were we able to insert the JPIC spirituality? Also, those who are working in the schools, those who are working in formation, those who are working in social institutions, were we able to, as animators, inculcate or put into their awareness the transversality of the JPIC spirituality? At the same time, also, whether we are able to, again, communicate everything that is happening in our JPIC apostolate, especially to our superiors, to our brothers, also to the communities that we are serving, and also to the benefactors who are assisting our JPIC work. So these are some of the topics that we will be sharing to you, or that we will be reflecting on this video. So without any further ado, let us go to the discussion of this the reflection of these topics. Okay, so we are now in video 11, and we will be talking about the elements that we usually consider in doing our JPIC animation work. Okay, before we start, I just would like to share with you. This is the mission cross I received before I went here to Rome. It's part of the Capuchin tradition. When a brother goes on a mission work, they are given a mission cross, and it's a reminder for them to live the gospel life. First, to preach the gospel through their life, and if necessary, they can also use words. Okay, so it's a constant reminder for us now, for those who are in mission work, to always remember that, yeah, we need to live the gospel life as best as we could. Okay, so in our last video 10, we discussed our JPIC structures and roles of the coordinators and animators. So this is what we discussed. Today, we will be discussing page 10 and page 11, which is 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3. Okay, so 3.3 is here. Okay, so first we discussed 3.1. Okay, we put it a little bit closer. Okay, here in 3.1, it says here, important elements to keep in mind when doing JPIC animation work. Okay, earlier in the introduction, I said social survey. Well, I made a mistake. It's social analysis. Okay, do social analysis. This process will help us to see more clearly the direction that our JPIC work and mission ought to take both inside and outside the order. Okay, it will tell us what we need to do. Okay, and the social analysis, actually the most important element of social analysis is being able to listen. Okay, so how do we do the social analysis? The first thing we need to do is to go out of our sacristies and go to our existential peripheries, and that is to the community that we are serving, and we need to immerse ourselves with them, to live hand in hand with them, to be in solidarity with them. So how do we do it? I mean, part of it is really going to the communities and staying with them, listening to the community, and also experiencing their life. So part of it, one of the most ideal JPIC apostolate is that you do not just stay in the convent. You go to the community, spend a few days also living with them. You experience their hardships. If you can join also in their work, for example, if you can allow yourself to be adopted by a family in the community, so that you can stay for some time with them, and then you really experience what they are experiencing. You know, if, for example, there's a need for better water, or there's still a need for food, you will really experiencing it by staying with them. It's like being the shepherd that smells like the sheep. And when we do that, if you are able to do that, then you are able to gain the trust of the community. The community starts to consider you as part of their family, part of their community. And when that happens, then they are able to slowly open up to you, and then they will be able to finally share what they are truly experiencing, what are their true struggles, and what are the aspirations that they have in life. So this is the important part of social analysis, learning to listen to them, not telling them what they need, but allowing them to tell us what they truly need. So it's living among them, walking hand in hand with them, and at the same time listening to them. So we gather them into a community, and then we listen to them. They are the ones who will tell us what they truly need. And together with them, you try to ask them what are their, you learn to listen to them, and them sharing to you what are their aspirations, what are their struggles, and you sit down with them, and then together with them, you come up with a solution that they themselves can formulate. If they have difficulty formulating a solution to their struggles, then you sit down with them and walk hand in hand with them until they finally are able to find a solution that they can call their own. It's not a solution that we just give to them, like spoon feeding them of the solution. If we do it that way, oftentimes it's hard for them to accept whatever solutions we find, because they cannot own it as their own solution. So it is letting them together with you find what they truly need and what they want to do in order to address the needs that they have, and together with them you find these solutions. And after that, you sit down with them, and then you ask them, how can the Capuchin order help you? Okay, so it's like that. It is still again them who are telling you, maybe you can help us in this aspect, and like that. And together with them, you go and try to ask for the assistance that they are looking for. So this is very important to make a good social analysis, is to really feel what they are experiencing, and to really listen to what they truly need. When you know what the community truly needs and what the community plans to do in order to achieve what they need, then you can already be able to be an effective JPIC animator and JPIC worker, because you are doing what is really, you are really addressing the needs of the community that you are encountering. It is the same also with the environment. You need to really see what is happening in the environment for you to be able to respond to the needs of the environment. Okay, Now the second one is to offer both theoretical and practical training on JPIC, promoting it for everyone at all levels, both in initial and ongoing formation. So part of our JPIC animation work also is formation through the formation in the JPIC spirituality to encourage our brothers in initial formation and our brothers who are perpetually professed as part of their ongoing formation, to encourage them to accompany us to the field. As we go out of our convents, we encourage our brothers in initial formation and those who are perpetually professed to accompany us so that they too can experience how it is to be in solidarity with the excluded. Because this is our life. To live the gospel life is to bring back to the people who are excluded from the society to their dignity as sons and daughters of God the Father. So this is our JPIC work, and the best way for our brothers to learn how to do it is to bring them with us so that they can also be in solidarity with the community. But we do not just bring them to the community. We need to prepare them. That is why there is a theoretical part and a practical part. That means that before you bring them, for example, an immersion in the community, we need to prepare them first. So there should be a preparation. We need to tell them how to identify what are their prejudices, what are their misconceptions that they might encounter, to teach them how to record these things as they experience living among these people. And then oftentimes one of the advice that we give the brothers who are about to go on immersions is that we tell them, expect for the worst. Why? Because when they expect for the worst, if they go to the community where they are going to have the immersion, if they experience the hardships if they experience hardships, they can always tell themselves, well, I expected this already. So they already expected the worst. So it's easy for them to accept whatever reality that they will face when they go on the immersion. Now, if the situation is much better than they had expected, then it's a bonus. No? So it's a win-win situation for them. So you prepare them before they go to an immersion. It's very important to prepare them because, yes, there's such a thing as culture shock also. Culture shock. You bring a person to a situation and then suddenly they encounter something that they did not expect, and then suddenly they are traumatized by the experience and they don't want to return anymore to the field. So it's also very important to prepare them before going on an immersion work or working among the community. At the same time, after the experience, when they go back to the fraternity, there is a need for us also to process them, to help them process themselves, okay, to accompany them and help them process themselves so that whatever experience they had will be very fruitful for them, and it will be a source of encouragement for them to return again to the peripheries. Okay, so this is the beauty of the second aspect of JPIC animation, to immerse our brothers in initial formation and perpetually professed friars. At the same time, the third aspect is collaborate closely with the different Capuchin apostolates that we have. So collaborate closely with the committees for formation, education, parishes, missions, healthcare, and social projects. No, with these aspects, there is a need for us to make the brothers realize that JPIC work is transversal, and JPIC work can be part of our parish work. We can respond to the needs of not only the spiritual needs of the community, but also the social and the physical needs of the community, not only the spiritual aspects of it. And the message of Saint James in his letter in chapter 2, number 15 and 17, no, can somehow explain why it's very important for parish work to have this JPIC spirituality also. It's not only attending to their spiritual needs, but also responding to their social needs and their physical needs. As we can see from James chapter 2, number 15 to 17, it says, "Suppose a brother or a sister is without clothes and daily food. If one of you say to them, 'Go in peace, keep warm and well fed,' but does nothing about their physical needs, what good is it? In the same way, faith by itself is not, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead." Okay, so this is very important, no? So it's very important also for our brothers to realize that JPIC work is part of our parochial work. At the same time, also, when it comes to education, JPIC work also comes in. Like, for example, you cannot just teach the students if they are hungry, if they do not have sufficient food, no? So it is also very important. Sometimes when you do education work in the peripheries, part of it is having a feeding program for the children. And also sometimes you do not just feed the children but also the family, no? Because the children sometimes, when we feed the children, often the children will also keep some of the food that we give them because they want to bring it to their brothers and sisters who also have nothing to eat. So JPIC work comes into play again. Also information, as we have said already, there's a need for part of the formation to have JPIC spirituality at all levels. At the same time, in work, healthcare, and also social projects, you see here that JPIC is really transversal and it involves almost every aspect, even the work in the missions. It involves all aspects of our Capuchin charism and Capuchin way of life. Oh, and at the same time, also, it is very important also, number 4, for our JPIC animators to make sure that the flow of communications from the ground going up to the superiors is well maintained. That means whatever is happening on the ground, it should always be the flow of information would also go to our superiors, no? And it is important for us to inform our superiors of what is happening, to inform also our brothers in the circumscription, to see what is happening in our JPIC apostolates, and if there is a certain apostolate that requires our benefactors to be helping us, it is important for us to have also this transparency to inform our benefactors of what is happening. At the same time, to inform also the community where we are working with of what is happening also in the other aspects, like for example in the fraternity and in our benefactors. There's a need for us to be somewhere in the middle, trying to maintain this communication line. Okay, at the same time, number 5, there's a need for us to be respectful of the diversity and the differences we find among people, communities, and lifestyles. So there's important for us that when we go to do our mission work or JPIC work, we should walk gently among the land. When we do JPIC work, we have to be very careful that we are not destroying the culture of the community, especially if it is an indigenous community. We cannot just impose things and sort of lead to their culture to extinction. We need to respect also the religion that are existing also in the communities. We continue on living as Christians among other religions. No, it's a respect also for the religions and the cultures of other people. So here it says, be respectful of the diversity and differences we find among people, communities, and lifestyles. It is much better to approach our work with this basic respect, allowing us to connect and to be heard, rather than to have members feel we are trying to impose something that they do not want or which they feel is not theirs. So it's always this sense of respect and always learning to listen to them. Whatever their needs are, we listen to that needs and we help them find solutions to the needs. It is not us who are imposing our will to them. It is us who are telling them, how can we be of help to you? Okay. Finally, we go to 3.2. Communicate clearly and frequently. There's a need for us, as we have said already earlier, there's a need for us to constantly inform our brothers, our superiors, and our benefactors of what is happening in the community, and also to inform the community of the developments that is happening in whatever projects we are trying to assist them. So there is importance of having this clear communication. At the same time, also, there's a need for us to constantly be transparent, to allow them to allow our benefactors to be aware that whatever they have given is going to what it was intended to be. Okay, no? So we have already these 5 elements that we have noted. No, I was not looking at the video, so I'm not sure if what I was showing you is being said. So just to make sure now that I'm checking the video, first was do social analysis, then offer both theoretical immersions, and then collaboration with other services. Make sure that the flow of the structure is flowing well or functioning well, and then be respectful of the diversities. And finally, to communicate clearly, transparency, no, to inform both the benefactors and also the benefactees, no, the one who beneficiaries, okay, those that benefit from it, no. And then finally, we have 3.3, integration of JPIC into fraternity, society, and ministry. So here, our JPIC work should involve the fraternity, the society, especially government officials, benefactors, no, and also the different ministries that are available in our work, in our Capuchin charism. For example, the school, the parishes, the missions, everything. No, so it says here the value of JPIC are present in all levels of our Franciscan Capuchin life. Okay, it's transversal, mission and ministry. They must first of all be present in the witness of our fraternal life and our ministries as part of any evangelizing task. They must also be present in the specific work of our parishes, social projects, schools, cultural activities, or the mission ad gentes, just to mention some of our more common evangelizing activities. Well, this ends our topic for today. We already finished 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3. Tomorrow or in the next video, we will be discussing about JPIC at the community fraternity level, and hopefully maybe, yeah, it's a little bit long. Maybe we will concentrate on that. And then afterwards, we will be talking about JPIC and formation. Well, we're making progress. We already finished 10 and 11. I hope to see you again in our next video, and I hope that this has been a fruitful video for everyone. Until next time, have a great day.